In our economy, we have an energy crisis. We have some supply chain issues. We're having some inflation. We're surely going to have a recession. We have the Ukrainian war. We have some politics going on that's causing some economic turmoil. And we have some Fed policies. I don't see any good news. So I'm a little pessimistic on the economy, especially what we did this week. Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Today I'm going to talk about ETFs and 4 or 5 that I want to trade. A couple of them are on the cheap side. And in the end, hopefully have a big picture or strategic view of the market. Let's get started. But before we do, I want to remind you that the Stock Planner channel is an education channel and we do our own due diligence. Never take any advice from anybody on the internet. Always do your own work and win. Let's get started. An ETF is an exchange traded fund. It's a group of stocks, and they're organized in a way that you're going to track against a particular sector, commodity, or asset pool, like energy, XLE, tech stocks, QQQ, the S&P 500, SPY, or IBV. Many out there, and a lot of them are affordable. We'll see this in a minute. Looking at FinBiz, trying to get the lay of the land, it seems like yesterday, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but it looks like it was a really red day. Let's see what a week's performance looks like. Not seeing much difference. Still red for the week and for the month. And a little green there. In energy, consumer cyclical. I can't say that word. Technology, I know for the last month has been having some issues, mixed. And looking at the exchange traded funds, which is what we're going to talk about today. See a lot of red. QQQ, SPY, IWM, small cap, XLE we're going to talk about. EWZ over here, Brazil and Japan and China, and a few more, gold and silver. And I just want to switch this to the week for the ETFs. And we see that FXI is the green, EWZ is a red for Japan, IWM is red, QQQ is red, SPY is red for the week. XLE, slightly red, and we'll talk about whether the move is over. Gold is up and silver is up. And we're going to talk about the healthcare sector, and I'm thinking it's short. The first two I want to talk about is FXI and EWJ, Japan. Long, short. I have a spreadsheet out there with the ETFs in it, and it looked at the GDPs for each one of the countries from 2021 and projected the estimate out to 2025. And the biggest change from 2021 to 2025 occurred in China, India, Nigeria. This is Turkey, Brazil. Russia is not so hot, but this is before the Ukrainian war. And the United States is at 17%. Japan is at 17%, about the same as the USA. But look, China's nearly double that, and so is India, Indonesia here. So if you're a world investor, this is where you would probably invest in this area here. Looking at DXJ, which is a ETF on the daily time frame. I'm a swing trader and I like to catch these swings. This is the zigzag indicator, but not really an indicator. It looks to the future to make these perfect tops and bottoms. You need other indicators, and I use the MACD. And when the MACD is above the 0, as it is here, that's when I look for shorts. When the stochastic is above the 80 and comes back around, that's when I look for a short. And when the RSI is above the 70 and comes back around, which it has a day ago, that's when I look for a short. And when all these occur, this occurred here, when they all occur at the same time, right about here, that's the time to go for a short. And it's definitely, the last 2 days, looks like a short. Now this was, up to this point, been performing well. I read an article that they think that the currency for Japan is going to crash. I'm not totally sure what that would do for this ETF, but I don't think it sounds good. We do have worldwide inflation, and we have a gas and oil issue. So things don't look promising. I do think there's going to be a pullback. Going out to a free tool called Option AI and looking up DXJ, we find out that the expected move is about 5% in the next month, and it's about 7 or 8% in 3 months. Taking this number and putting it in a spreadsheet, we can predict where we think this stock is going, this ETF is going. And let me turn this PG off. I was just looking at Procter and Gamble. The problem with expected move is you don't know if it's going to go up or down. It just, options are saying, and option pricing is saying that it looks like the market is pricing in about a 7 or 8% move over the next 3 months, or about 5% over the next month. So we have a move that is expected of about 7% over the next 90 days. We expect this to move around $5. And if you invested $1,000 for 3 months, you'd have a $76 profit. If it moves in your direction you chose, 60 or 70. Is it going up that way or down that way? That's where I think it's going, right here. And you probably could do better with an option strategy as well. But if you got your $76 on $1,000 invested, that's a 7.6% return, which is about 30% a year. Warren Buffett does about 20. You beat him. My goal is to get about 6% per quarter, or about 20 to 24% annually. Let's look at the China ETF. The next ticker I'd like to talk about is FXI, daily time frame. Remember now, each bar is a day worth of data. And I remember we're the swing traders, tops and bottoms. That's great. And right now, the zigzag does not know what it's doing. And we had a couple of down bars, so it might think it's going down. FXI, China, has opened its ports. Shanghai is open. I believe the government is going to do something to jumpstart their economy and be proactive. My indicators, the MACD, which is above the zero line, which is an indication where I look for a short. The stochastic RSI was above the 80, looking for down. And the RSI above the 70 and came back around. That's it. All those are negative, short type situations. We had a dividend there. And when they all three occur together, that's the 3-bar indicators strategy. And I have a free Discord on this. And my settings are in the description below. So my indicators saying short. Zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. You would think that maybe short is in the picture. If you believe in the 50% retracement, it'll go down to about 31. Using the option pricing, expected move calculation, we're expecting a 10% or 11% move, which is about $3.47. Could go up to 36 or 29. This is what's hard about the trading. Is it going to go up or get it down? Anyway, if you invested $1,000 for 3 months, you'll get $106 if you pick the right direction, up or down. But you got to pick one, which is a 10%, almost 11% return for the quarter, and a 42% APR for the year. That's good. Options would give you a little more. This ETF certainly could come down a little bit and then move up, but I do believe it'll probably end up in this area somewhere in the next 3 months. So I might play this with options, and might be a slightly neutral play, but I think it's going to end up in this area. So I'll set up an option play, either a calendar spread or a diagonal spread, maybe an iron condor, but I don't usually play those that often. And I like to play broken wing butterflies. What do you think? Going up, going down? Please leave a comment. Energy, XLE, pullback here, and a nice long run. In the last 2 days, there seems to be a minor pullback. Let's see if our indicators have predicted that. MACD is above the zero. That's when we start looking for a short. Stochastic above the 80, come back around. And the RSI above the 70, come back around. When they all occur together, that's the time we can take a short. So that would have been somewhere in that area. XLE is saying a short. I think energy is going to hit $7 by the end of summer. $6 to $7. That bodes well for energy, but Lots of things could happen. The Ukraine war could end. Things could start stabilizing. The Fed started stepping in on inflation. People will start driving more. If inflation goes up, I think people will drive less get fuel consumption. That should bring the price down. I really don't know. But using option pricing, they're expecting a 10% move in the next 3 months, which if you invested $1,000, it's going to hit one of these strikes. 98 up in here somewhere, or 79. Where do you think it's going? Up, down, or hang? Got a lot of time. This is a hard one for me. I think that the XLE ETF is going to hang in this area for a while, and I will try to use a neutral strategy to capture that area. The price movement for XLE, I believe, will slow down. This is a hard one. What do you think? Looking at the SPY on the weekly time frame, now that each bar is a weekly worth of data, look at that nice run up. Boy, if I was just smart enough to stay within that. And I've caught most of this. I started catching it in October and November. There was some pain there. The Ukrainian war, 2 or 3 weeks where we didn't care, and now things have starting to hit. 3 weeks ago, a little bit of positive feeling, but now they had a bad week. Let's drill down. TradingView is free. There's some limitations to the free version, but not a whole lot of things are turned off. And you can still see that downward slide. And this little yellow line I drew, it makes no, but I do think that the stock market, let me drill back out of the weekly. I think the stock market is going to go down for some time, and then tech's going to come roar back somewhere after 2022. We've had the presidential election here, and we have the midterms, but things aren't going to change that quickly. But after the presidential, or shortly before, we're going to have a recovery. India and China recovered way before us, and tech is going to recover as well. But I think we're going to have some continued down for the next year and a half. So I drew those little yellow lines. And I think we're going to have a slow grind down. And I think we're going to have the slow grind down for IWM, which is a rut. Russell, again, we're on the daily, GDX, gold, and we had a good week. Or a good day. 50% retracement. Is it going to go back up to 37 or go down? Let's see what the expected move is. This stock is trading at 32.50. Expected move is 9.4% over the next 90 days. It's only going to move around $3. So yeah, take $3 and add it and subtract it. And that puts it at 29.50, somewhere right in here, and 35.50. With the recession, I think it's going to easily hit that area here. So if I took $1,000 of my hard-earned money and it got to there, I'd have $94 for my problem or troubles. Or I could lose, if it hits this one and I didn't have a stop loss, I could lose $94. Or I could figure out some option model that would stay in between here. This is what I probably would do. Buy it or use an option strategy. Gold miners. Going up, going down. Leave a comment. Silver is pretty much the same. I believe we're going to see a pop for silver. XLV. The world is facing a recession inflation issue, not just the United States. This is emerging market ETF, EEM. The MACD is above the zero. And we had a crossover right here. Stochastic and the MACD. And when they all occurred at the same time, that's the 3 indicator strategy, and that occurred right about here. And it would have been a little early, but now it seems to be proven true. I think I would go short on EEM. And again, it's not a very expensive stock, so I like it. Whoa, look at this. Look at this swing. Boy, if I could just catch all those. Seems like a line of support here. This is XLV. It's a healthcare sector. I'm interested in it for a couple of reasons, but my wife's a doctor, eye doctor, and she's now in the nursing field. China doctors can't practice here in the United States unless you go back to med school. You have to start really from scratch. It's just not worth it. She's an older gal. RSI below, stochastic below, looked like it might come around. These have not come around, by the way. And this is just right on the line. So please leave a comment in the comment section of what you think this might go, because on my scratch pad I have XLV as a short, and it has been diving, but that support line might indicate it's going up, and my indicators look like they want to change soon. So I'm inclined to wait a couple more days for XLV, but I guess in the very near future I'm along. And that's what I've had for you. It's a review of the ETFs. I'm about to go long on XLV and FXI. I'm short on DXJ, gold and silver long, and emerging markets EEM short. I'd love some feedback, both negative and positive. Before I go, I'd like to talk about my free Discord. I have some singles out there. This is a trending. My watch list. I have some RSI, MACD, and stochastic singles out there. These are all free, and I have my trading view settings. And for the price of a cup of coffee, I have the 3 indicator strategy with trade lists, and I'm running profit and loss roadmap. This is what you can. It has lots of trades, and you can take them or not take them. I do the same thing. It's all based on the 3 indicator strategy.